If you like the great outdoors like I do, and you want to do it on the cheap, I can show you how to do it in Canada cheaply or in luxury. So I'm going to show you how to do it camping style, and I'll also show you how to stay in the Banff area in the most luxurious way in the Lake Louise area. So whether you're on a budget to go camping, or you love the outdoors, or you want to do it in style, this video is for you. So come along with me on an adventure in Alberta, Canada. Welcome to Canada. I'm here in the state of Alberta, and if you don't know, that's a little bit over from Vancouver, the next state over. And we're going to Banff National Park in Lake Louise. That's where I'm taking you. And I'm going to show you two different ways of doing it on the cheap, camping if you're into the outdoors, which I am, and staying in a luxury hotel. We are in the land of maple syrup, the land of kilometers. There you go. I'm not sure if you can see it. We're going 110 kilometers an hour. That's the speed limit here, and that's about, what, 60, 65? And also the land of Terrence and Philip from South Park. So I'm on my way to Walmart. We'll go check out a Canadian Walmart just for a little bit. I need a couple of tools I need that I couldn't bring on the plane, and maybe some snacks to camp with. So see you there. All right, we're here at a Canadian Walmart Supercenter. Let's go check out some Canadian stuff. Wow, look at this. This is their Walmart. It's almost like a, well, it is a supercenter, but it's a grocery store. That's amazing. They've got interesting chips, and they like ketchup chips for some reason. We used to have ketchup lays. I remember when I was a kid, we used to eat them while I rode my bike. Maybe we can find some. Here's something different. Cheetos Crunchy Croquant. A lot of French here. I don't know what that is. Just looks like regular Cheetos. I guess they are. They're in French. Puffs are soufflés and cheddar jalapeno. Pretty much the same. They have zesty Doritos. And everything's in French here, which is surprising. I know they speak French in Quebec, but I thought the more west you went, they didn't really. Here's the Lay's ketchup. I'm going to grab a bag. They love ketchup so much, there's even wavy Lays with old-fashioned ketchup and smoky bacon. It's really funny because it's Canadian dollars, so it looks kind of expensive in my mind, but it's not. It's probably the same price. I am looking for some camping gear. I just want some paracord to hang my clothes. I could not find a washer and dryer after the cruise, and the washer and dryer at the Best Western that I stayed in, they didn't have a change machine and they would not give me change. So I'm looking to wash my clothes while camping. There's also no laundromat at the other hotel I'm staying at before I leave, so I don't want to be stinky. I found my paracord, but I can't find a pocket knife. I couldn't bring it on the Disney cruise to cut my wood. But look at this. Lots of hockey stuff in the sporting section, and there's some Calgary Flames and Edmonton Oilers. You think they're gonna make it to the championships? By the time I edit this, you will know for sure. I hope they do. I like the underdogs. I guess Canadians don't really sell pocket knives in Walmart, which I find odd. There are no pocket knives in the camping section or the hardware section, so I'm here in the kitchen section, and I bought a cheap little knife to chop up my wood. If you think that's weird, you'll see how to do it. $3.97, so that's about $2.80 or something like that in American dollars. So let's check out and then go hiking. Driving in Canada is crazy. Look, there's livestock just crossing the street. That's pretty nuts. Oh my God, I'm here and parking is crazy. It is a Sunday. We are here at Grassi Lakes. We're gonna hike it, and I'm gonna show you how beautiful it is. In order to park here, this is the overflow parking, so I'm gonna have a very hilly walk back. There is absolutely no parking at the regular parking lot, but you need a conservation pass. The signs are up here. and it's all online. So if you don't get one, you will be cited. So if there was parking, you would go down this road, and I'm not really feeling coming back. As you can see, we're going downhill, so coming back's gonna suck, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Here we are at Grassi Lakes. It's supposed to be some of the prettiest lakes in Alberta. I will say I just used the restroom and it was disgusting, but if you're used to national parks in the US, it's the same thing. It's a pit in the ground with a toilet bowl over it, and everybody pees on the floor, similar to the toilets in, where was it? There was some in Yellowstone and some in, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart, Yosemite. Yeah, Yosemite was pretty nasty. You can already feel your heart pumping and your legs burning. But I gotta work off all that Disney cruise food. I'm not sure if you can see, but that's the parking lot. The first one, and that little road going up to the overflow. That's how far I hiked so far. And everybody's here with their families and their doggies. Here's the waterfall. So this is Grassi Waterfall. There's little waterfalls as you go through, and you walk through the water, and it's nice and refreshing to put on your skin and your sweaty face. That's Grassi Falls. Beautiful. Now comes the uphill battle. You can see the switchbacks here. I'm just gonna get through this crowd. It is crowded. Ooh, it is burning the legs for sure. Lord, more stairs. Oh, that was just crazy. Look at this. This isn't the best part though. You gotta just go around a little bit more, and the colors are great. Supposedly I wanted to take this one. This is the easier way, but it's under construction and they blocked it off. So this way that I did was very hard. It's got the switchbacks and these switchbacks going uphill, and we're right here. Okay, the best is next, I hope, from all the pictures I've seen, which made me want to come here and discover it. This part of the lake is beautiful in color, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Let's go see it. It's just a short walk up from the first lake I showed you. That was just clear. You could see below, but it's more of a mossy green and clear water, but there's moss on the rocks. It's coming up here. Take a look. I'm not sure if the camera can do it justice. I will use my phone to get a close-up of the color, but these mountains are gorgeous. And that color that you see, I'll probably repeat myself. All the colors of the lakes here in Alberta are from the silt from the glaciers, and the silt is very fine and it floats to the top, and when the sun hits it, it makes this beautiful turquoise color, and there's other lakes that are more blue and beautiful. We are here at Lake Louise. This is where I'm going to be camping, and like my luck, it's raining. Awesome. But this is a soft-sided campsite for tents, and don't worry, I'm not that stupid. They have electric fencing around it, of course, so you don't get eaten by the bears, because usually you don't camp up here or in Montana in a tent. You do hard-sided camping. Anywho, this is to show you the cheap side of how to stay in Banff National Park if you want to save some money. This is through the Parks Canada, which is the equivalent of the U.S. National Parks for their country. So there are rangers and such. I'm going really slow because they really... what is this guy doing? They really do have photo enforcement of speed, and they really follow the rules here. And I have a lead foot, so I don't need tickets or citations. So here it is. I'm going to check in, and I'll go show you the campsite. And then I got to really jump on the bus because I'm running out of time. It ends at 6 p.m. for Lake Moraine. If you can see, there's the Bow Lake. Really beautiful. I'm doing it through the car. Here we go. I'm doing kind of like raw vlogging. I have this paper here. And I'm going to take a left, she said. Oh my God, there's a cattle gate. To campsite L, and I picked it because it's near the showers and the bathroom, and there's firewood. Good old Canadians, they're so nice. Americans would never give you free firewood for your fire pit. I am in L, that's M, so coming up soon. This is beautiful. This is the electric fence here, and there's doors between certain ones where you can open it if you want to walk along the lake. Here it is, L. I'm just gonna set up my stuff real quick and jump on the bus, which I have to park somewhere else again before my ticket expires. I'm in L12, so I will get back to you when I park the car. Okay, total Misty fail. I made a reservation. You have to make reservations to see Lake Moraine. I'm really disappointed. I really wanted to see it. Maybe I can figure something out tomorrow or the day after tomorrow because I'll still be here. But my slot, I misread. I thought it was 3 to 6 p.m. It said 3 to 4 p.m. and I totally missed it. Yeah. Sorry. He was asking if I was going to exit. And it is already 5:25, and you have to pay $37 in Canadian dollars, so that's probably 20-something dollars, for parking, which is a ripoff because I already paid for the shuttle. But I guess my loss. So I'm going to go back to the campsite, start my fire and dinner, and just relax because I've been hiking all day anyway. Tomorrow, I'm going to be staying at Lake Louise anyway, moving to a hotel, which I will show you, so I'll be closer to it and I can figure stuff out from there. See you at the campsite. This is how you start a fire without taking a hatchet in your suitcase. Pop a Asian squat, use a paring knife you don't care about, use a rock, and make your tinder and kindling. These are skills you should know for the zombie apocalypse. Alright, I put my little cotton ball in there and my tinder. Try to get this going, but it's wet. Okay, after a long day, I finally get to have a beer and smoke a smoke. I have a Tatuaje Tuxala? Tuxla? Whatever. I like them. But that, boys and girls, is how you start a fire. Real easy. Even though the wet wood was wet, just get your tinder, throw in some Wal-Mart receipts, and you're good. And the bigger wood will catch on fire. Hopefully I can cook my steak soon. So here's some dinner. We got some ribeye. If you don't know, Alberta is like the Texas of Canada. You can see my knife broke. I've got the beer going on. This is Blue Buck. It's from BC, British Columbia, Canada. And the potatoes and the corn are going. Soon we'll have dinner. Alright, this is dinner. I didn't even have lunch. I had those pepperoni sticks. So this is potatoes, corn, and ribeye steak from Alberta, Canada. I like this campsite. It's very nice, and there's nice people around me that are talkative, and Canadians are very nice. There's a train that goes by 3 times a day, so it does blow its horn, but it's not bad thing. Cheers. Wow, that's good. That's some good beef. Potato. Imagine if you lived here like these people and can bring everything, including your propane stove and stuff. Man, this would be great with your family. Alright, there's the potatoes, cooked in some beef fat. Came out pretty good. Pretty much ate all my dinner. Gonna finish this off, and we're gonna relax with some beer. When you do come to Banff, though, you need to go through Highway 1, and there's a booth, and you need to pay to come into the park. If you're just passing through, you don't. But it was $22 for until, I think, 2 days. Actually, 2.5 days. If you don't, that's not cool. And then that's my ticket for my reservation. When I made the reservation, it was very early. They're all sold out. You won't get them last minute because it's super popular. I did the reservation in, I believe, April or March. You really got to look and keep stalking their webpage. It's their government webpage. And to show you that it's cheap, it was 55 Canadian dollars. Let me look that up. So that is $40.15 in US dollars, so pretty cheap if you want to have a good time. They have free firewood there and all the facilities to keep clean, and the park ranger constantly goes around every 15 minutes, so it's super safe. If you have an RV, there's a hard-sided area on the other side, so there's something for everyone, a tenter like me and RVers on the other side. I'm gonna go relax with a cigar and a beer. Alright, it's about, let's see, 10:05 and the sun went down finally. If you've never been to the Pacific Northwest or Montana or way up in the north in the summertime, the sun goes down very late. So here I have my wood. I know that's ghetto, but it's kind of humid out and it's kind of sprinkling. So I would like to keep it dry. I'm not sure if I want to cook breakfast, but we'll see. I have a pack of ramen in case, but if I'm lazy, I might not do it. And then my shoes and slippers, my blanket, my inflatable pillow, my important stuff, and it's time for bed. It's about 45 degrees right now, but actually, like I said in Montana, I find it very comfortable. It's different from 60 degrees or 65 even in Hawaii. I don't know why. And it's quite humid here, but I think it's because there's no wind. It's pretty dead. So I'm gonna have a nice sleep, and I'll see you in the morning, and then we'll go on another hike, and then I will show you a different part of staying here in a luxurious way if you're not into the outdoors. Okay guys, it's morning time. I got some wood with my tinder in my tent. I'm gonna break down my tent. Maybe we'll go for a hike after I get everything situated. Gonna make some coffee, hopefully. If I can't get it running, then I guess I'll ditch it. It's just kind of wet here and very humid. You can feel the moisture, so all the wood's kind of wet. You can see it doesn't drain from the table. My clothes is hanging and it's still not dry, so I'm gonna have to pay for laundry or something. But that was a nice time. It's quite chilly. I got some ramen, or Korean ramen, and some instant coffee. So I'm going to break down my tent and I'm going to make the fire. Got my instant coffee. It's that Vietnamese kind. It's really good. Usually I drink black, but these are really good. And some ramen, although the fire went out again. It was going really strong. I don't understand. It's just so wet. It's ramen. It's the nigori ramen, the seafood one. That's my favorite. Yummy. Especially on a chilly day. Totally screwed up. There was an opening yesterday, but I kept having internet issues. for the Moraine Lake shuttle that I missed. I had a reservation yesterday, but I took too long on that Grassi Lake hike. So they're very strict. If you don't come on time, you won't get on the shuttle, because I drove there. I thought it was from 3 to 6 p.m. was my spot, and that I could come anytime between then, but they said no. So looked all the times that I'm here all the way till Wednesday, and they have no slots. So unfortunately, but I will be staying at Lake Louise, so that's the good thing. I just wanted to see Moraine Lake, but maybe next time, because I don't have time. There's so much to do here. I haven't even tackled Banff, and I haven't even tackled Jasper, which is more near Edmonton. So there's a lot of national parks here. So I'll try to show you as much beautiful nature, and after I finish this, we'll go on another hike. Alright, before I go, I'm going to try these chips, which I've already dug into, but just to show you the ketchup chips they have here in Canada. Looks like this. It does remind me of childhood. It reminds me of the ketchup chips we had in the US. I used to eat these as a kid. They used to have these in the late 80s, and then I don't know, they stopped making them. But it tastes exactly the same. It's really good. Alright, before I leave my campsite, I packed everything up. Everything's gone. Ate my breakfast. Took a shower. And now I'm going to walk through the campsite just so you can see the river. The Bow River should be right there, and there's the electric fence that I'll show you. This was somebody else's site. They just left. And it's very walkable. Well, lots of trails, not hiking trails, but just paths to walk. And this is the electric fence. But there's little paths where you can enter, like a doorway. And then there's a walking path there once you enter to stroll along the Bow River. This is not an entryway though. It's got a lock. I think it's for trucks. And it does say if you touch it, you will be shocked. You won't die, but it won't feel very good. Really, really beautiful. Today's great weather. Look at the mountains right there. Still snow on there. All of that is just all campground. I'm going to get closer so you can see the river. Let's see, how does this work? Yeah, you just push it. Pedestrian gate. And then it has the signs for the bears. So any one of those pedestrian gates, you just push it and you can get to the river. And there's a walking path for some exercise. Currently it is about 8:30. So it's still nice and cool. Wish I had my fishing pole, but this is a trail. I'm not sure the sun is in the way, but it says Bow River Loop Trail. Some go to different places. Wish I brought my fishing pole. There's some guy over there. But you need a fishing license and another, my pole. I don't want to bring that with my tent. There's just way too much crap to bring, especially with the cruise. If I didn't go on the cruise, I would have brought it. Look how clean this water is. And there's the bridge. I'm not sure if you can see it. There's trees in the way, but you go over the bridge once you check in. There's also a cattle gate over there, and it does say in the form that the lady gives you not to walk over the cattle gate either, because you will get shocked. It's electrified. And it's funny, when you drive around, there's a lot of cattle gates because there's livestock in Alberta that kind of roam freely in some of the rural highways I took to get here before getting onto the #1 highway. And they call them Texas gates, which I find funny. There's a big yellow sign that warns you it's a cattle gate, but it says Texas gate instead. So some of the signs are kind of different from the United States, although slightly similar, like the green expressway or freeway signs, but different wording, kind of interesting. Hello friends, we are at Johnston Canyon. It's supposed to be beautiful, another great hike. If you've never been to Banff, the area over here, and Lake Louise, it's almost like a Yellowstone. Just a lot of things to do. It would be impossible to do everything even in a week. So this is one of the top places to go to. As you can see in Canada, everything is very organized. They've got restrooms, a comfort station, and this is the entrance. This seems like a very long hike. 3 kilometers. Okay. I don't think I can go to the ink pots. That's quite long and my legs are killing me from yesterday. But I think I can go to the first falls and maybe try the second. So far, it's a very nice paved area. Obviously very popular. There's 2 parking lots. I was lucky and got parking in the first lot. I made it, guys, to the lower falls. Not sure if I want to go to the upper falls. I'll look it up and see what it looks like, if it's worth it. But it's pretty massive, and we're in this canyon. I'm running out of battery too, and I forgot to charge my batteries for my DJI, so let's get closer. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a hole that you can go into, but look at the line, and people start cutting too, so that was really annoying. So I didn't go in there, if you're wondering why. It's just way too many people for my liking, but it is beautiful. I'm going to try my best to go to the second one. And I'm hoping it's not totally all uphill. Wow, look at that. It's just raging waters, but it's super beautiful. There was a bit of uphill, but now it's come down to being a little flat and going uphill again. I don't mind uphill like that. I just hate stairs because it kills my knees. I made it to the end of the upper waterfall. I don't think I want to do the ink pots though. But look, there's a piece of ice still up there. It wasn't too bad. I would say Grassi Lakes is a harder hike in terms of lots of uneven rocks jutting out of the ground and roots. This is paved and bridges. But it still has a lot of uphill. But I think if you rest, you can do it. There's lots of resting points. I think I finished in just under an hour. I started at 10:30. It is 11:16. I'm here in the charming town of Banff, and you can see it's a very popular town. Nobody really lives here. It's all just for tourists. We're gonna go get a beaver tail. If you're in Canada, you definitely gotta get one, so I'm gonna try it. They also sell poutine, but I'm not too hungry right now. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Let's go get a beaver tail. Here's the beaver tail. It's basically fried dough And I got the cinnamon and sugar one with some lemon you squeeze on it. And it's super delicious. You can get chocolate, M&Ms, all kinds of toppings. Wow, definitely get a Beavertail. I'd get one again, and the lemon really brought out the sweetness. Alright guys, so we saw that cheap camping that I did, and this is the next day. I'm only staying here for 3 days. I am at one of the most expensive hotels in Canada, probably the most expensive hotel I will ever stay in my life, but I saved up for this for like a treat for myself. This is the Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise, and let me show you my room. I usually don't do prices, but since we're doing a video on whether you're going to Banff for cheap or Banff in luxury, this is the Chateau Lake Louise. This is a king bed. Look at these awesome fixtures on these drawers. It is luxury for sure. Look at this kettle. Espresso machine, your fancy ice bucket. Beautiful. I just checked in. It's 4 p.m. That's when check-in is, after looking at Johnston and Two Jacks Lake. Beautiful TV. Not that I watch TV. A nice sitting area. I haven't even explored this, so you're exploring it with me. Pretty slim closet space. But this is a super old hotel, but it's very nice. It's got some bathrobes in there. This is the bathroom. Really nice, but quite tiny. Nice shower. Ooh. As Harold Balder's friend Noodles would say, that's a noodle shower head. And soaps and everything. But this is what I booked it for and why it's so expensive. This is, in Canadian dollars, a $1,300 a night stay. I'm going to guess that's $1,000 or $1,200. They're doing construction, unfortunately, but we were warned about that. This is what I'm here for. Let me zoom out. This is my beautiful view of Lake Louise. They're building, I think, more parking or something. I will go outside and show you the actual hotel. Too bad this screen is in the way, but it is beautiful nonetheless. So yep, that's why it's expensive. It is a beautiful lake view. How can you beat that? You guys, look at this place. It's so fancy. I'm going to have afternoon tea tomorrow. I'm so excited for that. Look at that. That view. I don't even know how to go outside. I think I needed to use the other door, but I will show you around. There's like jewelry shops, stuff I wouldn't buy, but if you're into that, a bar over here. There's various restaurants. I'm actually going to take a look at the menu because she told me there's not many places to eat around here. It's very secluded, so you do have to eat at the restaurant unless you're going to drive more than 30 kilometers away. I'm going to give it a try and try one of their restaurants for dinner. So this is my hotel. This is the Fairmont Chateau Lake Louise. They're doing construction on that side. I think they're doing an addition perhaps. That's one of my rooms facing the lake. You can get the really expensive room with the balcony. And the lake's right here. So amazing. All right, I'm gonna go hiking. There's way too many people here. It's just a loop trail that goes around the lake, so it shouldn't be too hard. I think it's mostly flat. Knock on wood, let's see. I know there's the Beehive. That's the Beehive. You can hike all the way up there, and there's the Agnes Tea House. I had that on my plan, but I think I've done too much hiking, so my legs are kind of killing me. I'm not sure if I want to do it. Alright, that's all. That's the end of the trail. Took me about an hour, but I was stopping and admiring the view a lot, so it's a very easy flat trail. Probably takes a half an hour if you're really booking it, but this is one of the trails. It's easy, but you can take in everything around you and just look at the flowers, the wildlife. There was a bunch of chipmunks and just the lake and the beauty of everything. So I'm going to go back to the room. It's going to probably take me another half an hour to 40 minutes and freshen up and relax a little bit and go to dinner. Hello everybody, I am done with taking a shower and freshening up, but I was just testing the bed. Feels nice. It's a nice king-size bed, and this room is amazing. It's very posh and quiet. I was deciding whether or not to go to the social. It was recommended to me because I don't have fancy clothes. I have like this blouse, but I only have jeans because I came straight from the Disney cruise, so I don't have fancy clothes. So a lot of the places are fancy. Afternoon tea is fancy, but they're gonna have to deal with me. I'm paying a pretty penny for that. So social has like chicken wings, ribs, and stuff like that, steaks, but I had a ribeye yesterday during camping, so I don't think I want a steak. But I just saw on the TV that they have room service with all the same foods, so I'm feeling antisocial because I'm just so tired. And I heard there's music, which is a YouTuber's nightmare. So I'm going to go down there and check it out. If it's loud, I'm coming back up here and doing room service. Unfortunately, I don't have cash on me that's Canadian, and I don't want to exchange it because you lose some money going back home. So I have to ask the reception if I do room service, will they take a tip on the credit card, which I'm sure they will. So let's check it out. But before we do that, I discovered newer things because I was in such a rush to go hiking. This is the Nespresso drawer. Look at that. There's tea, raw sugar, creamer, Splenda, a wine opener, little fancy spoons to stir your coffee, and all these little pods, which I'm going to enjoy tomorrow. This is regular coffee, espresso, and decaf. And then I was wondering where the fridge was, and it's hard to open. It's weird, but I put my beers from camping in there, and it's got real creamer in there if you want to add that to your coffee. Isn't that neat? So, just like last night in Montana, in the northern hemisphere, it is 7:45 and the sun doesn't go down till 10 o'clock. I see the people there enjoying their marshmallows. Like I said, I don't want to go there. It looks really crowded and there's only so many chairs. I'm not the most social person. So, and I don't think the vibe is that great. It's a cool concept, but I think it would be cooler with the fire pit at night. But because the sun goes down so late, you don't get that dark feeling, and it's really weird. Can you see the fire? It's really hard to see because this is a wide angle. But yeah, there's a fire pit. People making their marshmallows. I bet it's cooler during the fall when it's chilly and the sun goes down. at an earlier time. There's one more, oh no, 1, 2, 3 canoers out there. Everybody that are my friends were like, why don't you canoe? And I'm like, no way. I heard it's like $100 or so. Might be wrong, but it's around there for 30 minutes. And I think that's a ripoff. So no, thank you. I've kayaked many times, including Montana, so I'm good. Especially alone, that's kind of crappy because you're doing a lot of work on your own without a two-man, or you could fit 3 people even in the canoe. Makes the work much easier. So there's the sun. It's setting. Let's go eat. Okay, guys, my food came in. It actually took an hour to make, but they warned you. I asked as soon as possible, and it said in an hour. So this is what I ordered. Holy crap, that's huge. I thought it was going to be like half a rack. But that's the ribs with coleslaw, some honey, maple, drizzled cornbread, and some fries. And then look at all that. Little Tabascos, ketchup, a glass of water, and I ordered this Old Beautiful Pegasus Pale Ale. I don't even know if it's Canadian because it didn't have any description. Yes, from Calgary. So it is from Alberta. Let's dig in. You know, I think this was a good choice because right when I walked down the stairs, you could hear people talking and they were very loud. So I'm in a quiet environment. I can actually take my time to actually review the food here and tell you guys what it tastes like. Here's some fries. That's crunchy and delicious, and it's salted well. I'm gonna cut into this rib here. This is a huge rack of ribs. I don't know if I can finish it, but I am hungry from that hike. And all I had was the ramen and the beaver tail today. I think it's a bourbon whiskey sauce or something. The barbecue sauce. Tastes good. It has you can feel the aroma of the bourbon. I can tell this is boiled and not really true smoked barbecue as a person that eats it a lot. But it's tender. The barbecue sauce has like a fruity taste. I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've ever had, but it's good. It's tender. At least it's not overly salty or under seasoned. All right, let's try the coleslaw. It does not look like a mayonnaise type coleslaw. It's got some red cabbage in there and all. I'll finish it, but that's not coleslaw. You know what? My bad for even ordering barbecue from a different country. You gotta be in America for that, but it is pricey too. Come on, this is a pricey hotel, so they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for everything, but I don't mind. I'm here having fun. That's all that matters. All right, let's try this little cornbread muffin with the maple syrup drizzle. Don't taste any sweetness, but it's got a good crust on it. Really crunchy, and the inside soft. It does have a weird aftertaste to it after a while. It's definitely not sweet, so I don't know where the maple comes from. But it has a weird aftertaste, like cumin or curry. That just doesn't go with barbecue, but it's edible. I sound like a super bitch right now, don't I? Everything's bad, but I'm being honest. The fries are good, though. All right, let's pop open this Old Beautiful Pegasus beer. It's an American Pale Ale, which I didn't even know what it was. They need to be better on their descriptions of the beer, because it doesn't tell you if it's a lager, a porter, a pale ale, India Pale Ale, or whatever. All right. Oops. Poured it wrong. Too much head. It's a pretty smooth American Pale Ale. You know, it's got that bitterness and the citrus aftertones. It's pretty smooth. So if you like American Pale Ales or Pale Ales in general, this would be for you. If you're into IPAs, it's a little bit less bitter, but you probably still enjoy it with that citrus tones and notes at the end. Very good. So I will finish the rest of my dinner, and that's pretty much dinner. I will see you tomorrow. After afternoon tea, I headed towards the Icefield Parkway, which is one of the most scenic highways in the world. It connects to the town of Jasper and Jasper National Park. I only did half of the highway because it is a very long drive. I stopped along Bow Lake and the very beautiful Pedo Lake, which is a hike up there, so be prepared for that hike. It was amazing to see along the hike some snow and snow-capped mountains. The water of each lake is very different and very beautiful. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I'm in my hotel room in Calgary, back here, leaving tomorrow. If you're wondering, if I don't make it, I'm not sure yet. I do know about Calgary's ginger beef, which is their Chinese cuisine that formed out of Calgary itself. They really like ginger beef, and I really wanted to try it, but the one that had one of the highest marks or stars on the web was closed today. On Tuesdays, they're closed of all days. So I was going to go there for dinner, but ended up going to a pho place. I'll show you a little bit of it. This was a small bowl. It is full of meatballs, tripe, and steak, but I will say it was the blandest pho I've ever had, and it had almost 5 stars on Google reviews, which I don't know whose taste buds are tasting that. I feel so bad though, because the ladies were super sweet and all, and they were Vietnamese, but I have never tasted pho like that, and especially going to Vietnam and even in other states and Hawaii, it's bland to me. It's very strange. But anywho, I got one of the staples of Canada before I leave, Poutine. Went to this spot that had high marks as well. I hope they're right as well. It's got the squeaky cheese. And this one's different because it's also a doner shop, and they put doner on it. So if you don't know what poutine is, usually it's just squeaky cheese, which is cheese curds, some gravy, and French fries. But this has the doner on it, which is the shredded beef, I think. I don't think it's lamb. There's the beef. I don't know what the white sauce is. I know he kind of said sweet sauce. I couldn't really understand him, but it is sweet. I think it throws it off. Shouldn't have got it on top, but the doner itself, the meat's good. All right, let's take a couple of fries. I have yet to find some cheese. Okay, I got a little tiny bit of cheese. Kind of looks like mozzarella, but it's just cheese curd. When I did get this was piping hot, so I don't really see cheese curds, but when I'm pulling the fries together, it's like melted cheese almost. I know Canadians love this, but I knew that I wouldn't really care for it just looking at it. And yeah, I think I was right. No offense, but it's not something I would go out of my way to get. It just tastes like gravy, what you would think. Gravy, soaked fries, and I'm right there. It's next to the hotel down the road. It's still hot, but the gravy just sops up in the fries, and it's not even crispy anymore. It's just soggy with this gravy, and then you get the cheese around it, which doesn't really have taste except just the gravy taste. So, I mean, I'm glad I tried it. No offense, but it's not something I would go out of my way to get again. So, but I'm glad I can say I tried it. Okay, hope you can hear me because my microphone died since I'm about to leave and I didn't charge it. But I'm not that hungry, but I couldn't leave Calgary without ginger beef. It's a Calgary thing. It's kind of like a fusion Chinese dish that you can find in Calgary, so it's a must. Different kind of concept. This is their combo plate, not like a plate lunch, and it's got the metal tin, and it is hot. Man, I gotta put this bag over it or something. It's burning my fingers. But hopefully you can see it. I'll give you a close-up. You get 2 entrees. So I got the ginger beef and the beef broccoli with some chicken fried rice. So that's the ginger beef. Looks like it's coated. And it does say it's spicy. I see some chili on there. And then that's the fried rice. She said it's chicken fried rice. I must say it smells very good. And this is the beef broccoli. There was other choices you could pick, but I'm kind of in a rush to the airport. So this is my lunch. So I'll just do a short thing so you guys can see what ginger beef tastes like. Let's start. Looks crispy. I'm gonna have to keep putting it down because it's hot. Oh, that's good. Get some of that fried rice. You know, people always think, I don't know, it seems like local people don't like Chinese food elsewhere, but I've had some really good Chinese food in California, New York. I like some of Massachusetts Chinese food in Chinatown. This is really good. I would say it's highly up there. My first choice, I couldn't go to. It had higher rankings on Google because it opens later and I don't want to miss my flight, but this is really good. Let's see if I can find a piece. This one has a lot of chili. To me, it's not spicy. You can taste a little bit of it. It's more sweet and it's got that coating around it, which is very crunchy. It's like double deep fried, so it has that crunch. The inside of the beef is tender, but when they pour over whatever sauce is on it, it's a light coating of sauce. It's very sweet. Almost like a sweet heat. Very good. I don't really taste too much ginger though, but it's delicious. Let's try their version of beef broccoli. Hands down, I am shocked. I didn't expect Chinese food to be very good here, but there are a lot of Chinese people here. I notice even hiking, lots of Chinese people speaking Mandarin, a lot of Indians from India that immigrated here. This is one of the best beef broccolis I've ever tasted. It's got that crunch. It's not overly cooked till it's dead. It's not raw either. It has that perfect balance where it's not raw and not mushy. The sauce is amazing and the beef is so tender. It's not tough. It just melts in your mouth. Wow. So that's my review on this Chinese food. I'm going to wolf it down before heading to the airport. I'm going to return this car. Probably going to be smelling like Chinese food, but whatever. So thanks for joining me in the land of kilometers and places where Popeyes is not a chicken place. It's a supplement place like GNC. I thought that was funny. And it's just so different here in a great way. I definitely come back. I'm sorry I didn't get to try Tim Hortons if you're asking. It's not high on my list. I'm not into sweets and donuts. And I'm kind of picky with my coffee. But maybe next time, I definitely come back here next time and I try it. But I just have had so much to do. I packed all of this that I showed you in about 2.5 days, maybe a little bit, 3 days. Got here on a Sunday in the afternoon, and I'm leaving here on a Wednesday in the afternoon. So it was a great trip. It's so beautiful here in Alberta. Definitely come here if you're interested. It's so beautiful if you're into natural beauty. And if you can't afford that hotel, it was just to show you the beauty of it. Definitely you can pick a cabin or something if you're not into camping, and there's cheaper hotels around. Definitely visit the Banff area. It is so beautiful. Thank you for joining me and watching this very long video, and I hope you liked it. Press the like button if you liked it, and join me again. Probably I will do the Disney video next. I'm doing it in reverse mode because the Disney cruise was 7 days, so that's a lot of editing, and we'll get back to Hawaii food. I might throw in a review in the middle since I'm still going to be on vacation out of work, so I can stop by somewhere and show you another place. So take care everybody. Thanks for traveling with me virtually. Aloha.